Greetings, everyone. Welcome to the Six Path Weeb YouTube channel. Today's fanfiction topic is, what if the Yellow Flash returned as Naruko? Part 2. Disclaimer. The content presented on this channel is intended solely for entertainment and discussion purposes. I do not claim ownership of any anime footage featured in my videos. All rights and credits are attributed to their respective creators and copyright holders. Let's dive right in. It's about time. I've been looking forward to this, Sasuke said with a confident smile as he approached his sensei. Don't get too confident, Sasuke, Kakashi responded calmly. Sasuke smirked and moved into a battle stance, his sharp eyes locked on his opponent. 2 meters is my best range. If I go further than that, my accuracy and impact drop off. But Kakashi-sensei is a jounin, he won't let me close that easily. I'll need to create an opening, Sasuke analyzed. Uchiha Sasuke. Talented, fast, and well-trained. If he wants to maximize his strikes, he'll try to get within a close range, probably 2 or 3 meters. But he should know I won't make that easy, Kakashi silently evaluated. Here I come. Sasuke called out, forming seals quickly. Fire style, fireball jutsu, he shouted, releasing a large sphere of flames toward his sensei. Lightning style, silent spark technique, Kakashi whispered just as the flames surrounded him. That fire jutsu wasn't bad at all, Naruko Uzumaki commented from the sidelines. Do you think he got Kakashi-sensei? Sakura asked. No way, Naruko replied with a small grin, and right on cue, Kakashi was nowhere to be seen. Where did he go? Sasuke thought, his senses alert. He quickly ducked as Kakashi appeared behind him with a swift spinning kick. Excellent reaction. But this is getting risky. Kakashi thought. You're within my range, Sasuke declared, following up with a flurry of punches, forcing Kakashi to defend. So that fire jutsu was just bait. He knew I'd avoid it and try to counterattack, so he waited and capitalized on my movement. Smart move, Kakashi acknowledged as the two continued to spar. Dragon Gale, Sasuke yelled, launching a pair of powerful kicks in mid-air. Kakashi blocked them but was surprised by a downward axe kick. Did Sasuke actually land a hit? Sakura asked, eyes wide. Not quite, Naruko replied as Kakashi vanished, replaced by a wooden log. Substitution jutsu, Sakura exclaimed. Where is he now? Sasuke muttered, glancing around. Behind you, Kakashi said softly before landing a clean kick to Sasuke's side, sending him tumbling back. He adjusted his body just in time to soften the impact. Not bad, Kakashi noted. I can't land a solid hit, Sasuke said, steadying himself. So far, I'm not impressed, Kakashi said calmly. Reports claimed you were top in taijutsu, even ahead of some students from taijutsu specialized clans. But the Uchiha are typically known for their ninjutsu, not close combat techniques. Don't relax just yet. That was just the warm-up, Sasuke said, narrowing his eyes. In a shinobi match, there's no room for playing around. Precision, timing, and awareness are key. Hesitation gives your opponent an advantage, Kakashi warned seriously. Fine then, let's do this seriously. Swift step. Sasuke called, vanishing and reappearing behind Kakashi in a blur. Whoa, he's so fast now, Sakura exclaimed. What kind of movement was that? Naruko asked, impressed. Kakashi turned to block Sasuke's incoming attack, only for Sasuke to vanish and reappear again, this time in front. Kakashi dodged the next few strikes, but Sasuke followed up with more spinning kicks and a rising kick, trying to knock him off balance. An opening. Kakashi called, throwing a punch that Sasuke barely avoided, only to get stunned momentarily, allowing Kakashi to land another clean kick. What just happened? It felt like a shock. Sasuke thought, regaining his footing. That movement style, did you develop it yourself? Kakashi asked. I did, Sasuke replied proudly. Impressive. You stomp 4 times, charging chakra for momentum, making it faster than most high-speed movement jutsu, Kakashi commented. Definitely faster than my wind step technique, Naruko added from the sidelines. I didn't know Sasuke was this skilled with taijutsu, Sakura said. I figured. But how did Kakashi-sensei momentarily stop his movement without even touching him? Naruko asked. You've trained with Mito Guy, haven't you? Kakashi asked. Yes. He's an eccentric teacher, but incredibly effective, Sasuke confirmed. Achoo. Mito Guy sneezed during his own training. Are you okay, Guy-sensei? Lee asked. Ah, someone must be speaking about me, Guy said proudly. Maybe they're praising your flames of youth. Lee beamed. That must be it, Guy cried, eyes tearing up. You're brilliant, Lee. Guy-sensei. Lee. A glowing sunset and crashing waves inexplicably appeared behind them. Why are we stuck with these two? Neji sighed. Because fate is testing our patience, Tenten replied, equally exasperated. Dash. This time, I'll win, Sasuke declared, launching another fireball point blank at Kakashi. Nice work roasting our teacher, Naruko quipped. Oops. Maybe that was a little much, Sasuke admitted with a sheepish laugh. Lightning style, lightning fang fist. Kakashi called, appearing from above with an electrified punch. Sasuke dodged just in time, but Kakashi responded with a surprise uppercut that sent Sasuke flying. Thought you had me, didn't you? Kakashi asked with a slight grin. I don't get it. How did you escape my fireball that fast? Sasuke asked, frustrated. I saw your seals during your high-speed movement. That gave me just enough time to counter, Kakashi explained. You tracked both my speed and seals at the same time? Sasuke asked, incredulous. Exactly. Good strategy, but it's all about anticipation, Kakashi nodded. Then how did you paralyze me earlier? Lightning chakra. It can disrupt muscle control temporarily, Kakashi said, showing his electrically charged hand. Wow. I didn't even notice it, Sakura said. That's because I masked it with regular chakra so it couldn't be seen, Kakashi explained. You're not just late, you're clever too, Naruko added with a chuckle. Dash. Next up is Sakura, Kakashi announced. And me? Sakura said nervously. You're the only Sakura here, Kakashi replied with a smile. You've got this, Sakura-chan, Naruko encouraged. If Sasuke can manage it, someone as smart as you will do great. Sakura blushed at Naruko's kind words, then stepped forward determinedly. Kakashi jumped back to gain distance. Why is Kakashi moving so far? Sasuke asked. Genjutsu users like Sakura need to be within 10 meters. Kakashi's staying out of that range to avoid being affected, Naruko explained. Genjutsu is about manipulating the senses through chakra contact. Staying out of range keeps you safe from it, Naruko added. Ready, sensei? Sakura asked. Always, Kakashi replied, but before he could react further, the world around him transformed. He found himself surrounded by blossoming sakura trees. What? She got me from over 10 meters away? Kakashi thought, surprised. He tried to cancel the illusion, but nothing happened. No effect? How strong is this technique? Sharp petals swirled, brushing against his arms and legs. This isn't an ordinary genjutsu. It activated with her voice, amazing. I need to locate her quickly. Meanwhile, Sakura moved from tree to tree quietly before transforming into a flurry of petals. Her arm emerged from the petals with a kunai at Kakashi's neck. It's over, Kakashi-sensei, she declared. But Kakashi turned into a log, substitution jutsu, and appeared behind Sakura, gently grabbing her arm to stop the transformation. Time to release the genjutsu, he said calmly. Sakura nodded and released the technique. That was amazing, Naruko said. I didn't even notice when she activated it. How did you sense her approaching? Sakura asked Kakashi. I used thin lightning wires made from chakra. You probably felt a small shock while approaching, he said. I thought it was static, Sakura replied. That was the signal. Once you touched the wire, I knew your location, Kakashi explained. Let me try another technique. Sakura began excitedly, pulling out stacks of books from her bag. How many do you have? Sasuke asked. About 300, she replied. That's more than enough, everyone shouted. Still, your genjutsu was all I needed to see. You pass, Kakashi smiled. Next up, Naruko. Finally. Naruko cheered. Great job, Sakura-chan. She added with a grin. As she walked forward, Kakashi watched her carefully. The daughter of Minato-sensei. Let's see what you've got, Naruko. Fuuten, Kaze ha Oshi no Jutsu. Wind element, wind wave pressure. Naruko called out, sending a powerful burst of wind forward once again. Kakashi tried to dodge, only to be lightly tapped on the back by one of Naruko's clones. So that's her plan. Kakashi observed mentally. She understands my effective range is mid-distance, and she seems to have identified herself in that same category, though not quite as refined yet. She's using her clones to keep me occupied, like a moving barrier, constantly pressuring me and leaving no room for me to respond with my own techniques. Clever strategy. It looks like Naruko might actually beat Sensei, Sasuke noted with a confident smile. You really think so? Sakura asked, surprised. Raiten, Daichi Raiko Dageki no Jutsu, lightning release, ground lightning shock technique, Kakashi exclaimed, placing his hand on the ground. A surge of electricity spread out, briefly stunning Naruko and her clones. When Naruko regained her focus, she felt something just behind her. I believe that means I win, Kakashi said calmly from behind. I wouldn't be too sure, Sensei, Naruko responded confidently, appearing behind him instead, her former self vanishing in a puff of smoke. A shadow clone. Of course, Kakashi said with a light smile. Let me guess, you made the clone while recovering from the stun effect, then sent it in as a decoy while using a hiding technique? Exactly, Naruko confirmed. I'm impressed. You were also testing my range from the very beginning, weren't you? Naruko nodded. That's right. Very good. You've passed the first test, Kakashi said. Now comes the next stage. I call it the bell test. He held up 2 small bells attached to a string. Bells? The 3 Genin echoed, puzzled. Yes. The goal is simple, retrieve these bells from me. If you succeed, you pass, Kakashi explained. But there are only 2 bells, Sakura pointed out. Does that mean one of us fails? Correct, Kakashi replied. Only 2 of you can pass. The one who doesn't get a bell returns to the academy, regardless of the last test's outcome. Begin. With that, all 3 disappeared into the surrounding forest. So they've scattered. Interesting start, Kakashi thought. Let's see if they can understand the real lesson here. He pulled out his orange book with a cheerful smile and began reading. This test doesn't make sense, Naruko whispered from her hiding spot. We already gave it our best earlier and couldn't touch him. And now he wants us to fight him again for bells, with one of us guaranteed to lose? That's too strange. There has to be more to this. After a thoughtful pause, her eyes lit up with realization. That's it, she whispered excitedly before dashing off to find Sasuke. Sasuke, I need your help, she said once she spotted him. My help? For what? Sasuke asked curiously. This test isn't about skill, it's about teamwork. Naruko explained. Teamwork? Exactly. Think about it. We couldn't beat him alone earlier, so what's the point in trying again one-on-one? He wants to see if we'll work together. Sasuke considered it, then nodded. Alright. We'll need Sakura too. Meanwhile, Sakura was quietly observing Kakashi from a distance. Hey, Sakura. Naruko called out softly from behind, surprising her. Naruko? Sasuke? Why aren't you two trying to get the bells? Because this test isn't about the bells, Naruko explained. It's about whether we can work as a team. That's what he's really testing. But there are only 2 bells, doesn't that mean one of us will still fail? Sakura asked. That's the trick, Naruko said. He wants us to think that way so we don't work together. But the true goal is unity. I get it now, Sakura said. He's trying to see if we'll figure it out and rely on each other. Exactly. And that's where you come in, Sakura, Naruko said. You want me to make the plan? Sakura asked, a little surprised. Yes. You're the smartest one here. We need your strategy, Naruko said sincerely. All right then. Here's what we'll do, Sakura said with a confident smile. Kakashi was still reading his book when he noticed Sasuke standing in front of him. Looks like you're ready to go for the bells, huh? He said, putting the book away. Sasuke formed a few hand seals and shouted, Fuuten, Kaze ha Oshi no Jutsu, unleashing a wind-based attack. Wait, wind element? But Sasuke doesn't use. Kakashi thought before realizing something was off. In the next moment, Kakashi found himself standing beneath a cherry blossom tree, subtly restrained. A genjutsu? Sakura's. He quickly dispelled it with a focused breath. Release. But when his vision cleared, the bells were gone, now in Sasuke's hand, with Sakura and Naruko, back in her usual form, smiling beside him. You figured it out. Nicely done. Not many have passed this test, Kakashi said with admiration. Who came up with the plan? I did, Sakura said. I knew you wouldn't expect Sasuke to use a wind technique, so Naruko disguised herself as him. That distraction gave me the chance to trap you in a genjutsu, and by the time you broke free, Sasuke had already taken the bells. Excellent planning, Sakura. You all showed exactly what I was looking for, Kakashi said proudly. From now on, you are officially Team 7. Go rest up, your missions start tomorrow. Yay! We did it! Sakura cheered, her inner self celebrating even louder. Sasuke and Naruko smiled with pride. I have a feeling this team is going to accomplish great things, Kakashi said as they walked off the training field, the beginning of their journey just ahead. Good morning, everyone. Kakashi greeted warmly as he appeared before his team, only to be met with exaggerated frustration from his students. Why were you 3 hours late, Kakashi-sensei? The three Genin asked in unison, arms crossed and clearly annoyed. After a few moments of comic sulking and mutual apologies, Kakashi stood upright and addressed the team. All right, everyone. Today, we'll begin our very first official mission. Finally. The Genin, Sakura, Sasuke, and Naruko, exclaimed, excited at last to start real work as ninja. So, what kind of mission is it? Sakura asked. You'll find out soon enough, Kakashi said mysteriously, signaling them to follow. In the forests of Konoha, the rustling of leaves marked the stealthy movements of Team 7. Naruko, Sasuke, and Sakura were each hidden among the trees, wearing their headpiece radios as they coordinated in pursuit of their elusive target. A little farther away, Kakashi was stationed at a makeshift command center, a large rock he'd chosen as a perch, observing their progress. Distance to target? Kakashi asked calmly. 5 meters. I'm ready, Sasuke replied through the radio. All right. Go, Kakashi commanded. The three Genin leapt from their hiding spots, charging toward the target. The small animal tried to flee, but after a brief, chaotic chase, Sasuke gently secured it. Ribbon on the left ear. Is this the lost pet, Tora? Kakashi asked. Yeah, it matches the description. Sasuke replied, sounding a little exhausted. Excellent. Lost pet Tora retrieval mission, complete. Kakashi confirmed, appearing beside the group in a puff of smoke. Soon after, the team returned to the village, where Tora was quickly scooped up by his overjoyed owner, Lady Shijimi, the wife of the fire daimyo. Oh, my adorable Tora. I missed you so much, she exclaimed, cuddling the cat tightly. The Genin looked at each other with slightly overwhelmed expressions. No wonder the poor cat ran away, they all silently agreed. Back at the mission office, Iruka greeted them with the next task. Your next assignments include helping with local chores, like shopping for an elder or assisting with a garden, Iruka explained. Seriously? Naruko asked, puzzled. I thought missions for ninja involve things like guarding people or tracking dangerous individuals. I mean, I'm not saying chores aren't important, but how are we supposed to learn real ninja skills by pulling potatoes? Naruko, these missions are designed to build teamwork and responsibility. Iruka replied. She has a point, Sasuke chimed in. We're ninja, not assistants for housework. These D-rank missions help new Genin understand cooperation and discipline. Only when you're truly ready do you move on to more complex tasks, the Hokage explained, appearing behind Iruka. Naruko stepped forward, speaking with passion and focus. Hokage-sama, I understand your reasoning. But we showed in the Bell test that we're capable of working together. Please give us a mission that allows us to really test our skills and prove ourselves. Kakashi smiled slightly. I support her request. Holding Genin back too long can slow growth. I believe they're ready for more. After a thoughtful pause, the Hokage nodded. Very well. I'll approve a C-rank mission. Team 7 brightened up. You'll be guarding someone during their travels, the Hokage added, before calling to someone outside the room. You can come in now. An older man walked in, wearing a large pack, a towel around his neck, and holding a bottle of what looked like sake. This is Tazuna, a bridge builder from the land of waves. Naruko wrinkled her nose slightly. We're protecting someone who drinks during introductions? She whispered to Sakura, who giggled. Tazuna raised an eyebrow. You kids don't look very tough. Naruko smiled confidently. Looks can be deceiving. Later, at the village gates, the team gathered for their journey. Is this your first time outside the village? Tazuna asked Naruko. It is. That's why I'm excited, she said with a wide grin. Everyone's here. Let's go, Kakashi said, arriving right on time. Naruko playfully gasped. Sensei, you're early. What's going on? Is this a clone? No, just punctual today. Kakashi muttered, as they began walking. During the walk, Sakura asked about the world beyond their borders. Kakashi explained patiently, most countries have shinobi villages, which act as their military force. However, the Wave country is small and doesn't have a hidden village. The Great Five Ninja Nations, fire, water, wind, earth, and lightning, do, and their leaders are known as the Cage. Naruko added proudly, each Cage is the strongest ninja in their village. And one day, I'm going to become Hokage. Sakura glanced at Naruko with admiration. She's got a bigger dream than she lets on. Kakashi smiled. Let's keep walking. This is still a C-rank mission, so we shouldn't run into any serious trouble. But Naruko noticed something odd ahead, a puddle on a dry road. Her eyes narrowed slightly. Moments later, two masked figures leapt from the puddle, chains swinging. They rushed toward Kakashi, but in a flash, the scene shifted. A genjutsu. The attackers realized, just before Sasuke dropped from the air with a skillful strike that pinned their chains. As the attackers tried to counter, Kakashi appeared and disabled them with precision. I could have handled it, Sasuke grumbled. I know, but I had to be sure of their target, Kakashi replied. Kazuna looked uneasy. Wait. What do you mean? Sakura asked. This mission was supposed to involve only minor threats. But if trained shinobi are after Tazuna, then this isn't a C-rank job anymore. Tazuna lowered his head. I didn't tell the full truth. My home is struggling, and we couldn't afford a higher ranked mission. But I had no choice. Naruko smiled gently. Don't worry, we're not turning back. We're going to protect you. But Naruko, Kakashi began. I know the risks. But I also know that I want to help people, and a true ninja never abandons a mission, especially when someone needs us, she said with determination. Sasuke and Sakura agreed, standing with her. All right, Kakashi sighed. We'll continue. Tazuna bowed slightly. Thank you. Truly. As they walked, Tazuna explained the danger. A man named Gato. A shipping magnate. He runs a large company but secretly works with criminal networks. He's trying to take control of our region. The bridge I'm building is the last hope for our people. The team listened quietly, now fully understanding the seriousness of their mission. Then we'll see it through. We'll help you finish that bridge, Naruko said with conviction. Kakashi looked at his team with pride. They're growing faster than I expected. And so, Team 7 journeyed on, their mission now more than a simple escort, it was a step toward becoming true protectors of peace. An hour later, the group was on a small boat heading toward the land of waves, rowed by a man in a triangular straw hat similar to Tazuna's. So that's the bridge, huh? No wonder you want it completed, Naruko said, admiring the nearly finished structure along with her teammates. Tazuna, it looks like we haven't been noticed so far, the man said, rowing steadily. But just to be safe, we'll take a route with heavier vegetation. It'll be harder for anyone to intercept us. Thanks, Tazuna responded sincerely. The boat passed through a tunnel and arrived at a quiet dock. Team 7 and Tazuna disembarked and waved goodbye to the helpful boatman, then continued on foot through the dense forest. While walking, Naruko suddenly threw a shuriken into a nearby bush, catching everyone by surprise. Why did you do that, Naruko? Sasuke asked, puzzled. I thought I heard something. Sorry, Naruko replied, slightly embarrassed. Let me check, just to be sure, Kakashi said, knowing Naruko wouldn't act recklessly without a reason. He approached the bush and found that the shuriken had struck a snow-white rabbit. Wait a second, Sakura said as she examined it closely. Why is its fur still white in the spring? Rabbits usually shed to brown by now. That's because it was being kept out of nature, Kakashi explained. Likely in a cage, prepared for a jutsu involving substitution. That means the enemy is nearby. Everyone, stay alert. Suddenly, a massive sword came flying toward them. The team quickly dodged it, and the weapon lodged into a tree. Standing on the branch above it was a tall figure wearing a mist headband, gray pants, and protective arm and shin guards. Looks like we've got company, Kakashi said calmly. That's the Hidden Mist's missing shinobi, Momoiki Zabuza. He turned to his team. This opponent is on a much higher level. Stay back and protect Tazuna. And you must be Hatake Kakashi, the famous Lightning Fang. I'll be taking the builder with me, Zabuza said coolly. Lightning Fang? The Jinan echoed in surprise. You didn't know? Zabuza continued. Your sensei was ranked upper A class during my time in the Mist Special Forces. Sasuke smirked. So our teacher's got a reputation. And here I thought the only thing you were known for was showing up late. But I guess there's more to you than meets the eye, Naruko said with a grin. Kakashi thought to himself, why couldn't she be more like Kushina? Ninjutsu art, hidden mist technique, Zabuza said, and the field was suddenly enveloped in a thick fog. I can't see anything, Sakura exclaimed. This isn't good, Kakashi warned. This mist technique is used for silent movement and stealth. Zabuza is an expert. Stay close and alert. It's getting even thicker, Naruko noted, her eyes scanning their surroundings. Zabuza's voice came faintly from the mist. 8 vital points. Where is he? Sasuke muttered, tension rising. Which one should I go for? Zabuza continued, listing areas like the lungs and heart as if choosing casually. Kakashi released a burst of chakra to thin the mist, and suddenly, the oppressive weight of Zabuza's intent filled the air. This pressure. It's far worse than anything I've felt before, Naruko thought. It's not like the villagers' stares. This is something else entirely. Don't worry, Naruko, Kakashi said firmly. I won't let anything happen to my comrades. Zabuza reappeared suddenly between the Jinan and Tazuna, but Kakashi was faster. He caught Zabuza's arm and held a kunai to his neck. Don't move, Kakashi said firmly. So that was a diversion, Zabuza noted. You tricked me and waited for the perfect moment. It wasn't hard, Kakashi replied. I used lightning wire to trace your movements. Zabuza turned into water, just a clone. A water clone? Kakashi thought. Zabuza attacked from another direction, swinging his sword, but Kakashi blocked it with a blade of lightning chakra. That's some sturdy chakra control, Zabuza commented, impressed. He countered with a strong kick that knocked Kakashi back a short distance. Kakashi-sensei. The Jinan cried out. I'm fine. Kakashi called back. Protect Tazuna-san and stay out of the mist. You think you can stop me? Zabuza taunted. We'll see. Ninjutsu specialization, Lightning Wolf, Kakashi declared, performing hand signs. His hands and feet glowed with silver energy. Wolf Edge, he shouted, leaping into the air. A powerful silver wave shot toward Zabuza, who barely dodged it before Kakashi followed up with a punch charged with lightning. Impressive, Zabuza said, stepping back. Now it's my turn. Zabuza activated his sword using chakra. Awaken, Mist Executioner. The weapon pulsed with energy. No change in shape. What does it do? Kakashi wondered. Zabuza swung the sword wide, releasing a powerful shockwave that knocked trees aside. When the smoke cleared, Kakashi was on the ground, wounded. You're strong, Kakashi, but next time, I won't miss, Zabuza warned. Even if you defeat me, my team is long gone by now, Kakashi said, slowly standing. That would be true, if I were alone. But I have a partner, Zabuza said with a smirk. Meanwhile, the others were waiting nearby. This is frustrating, Sasuke said. Kakashi-sensei is taking on everything alone. Don't be ridiculous. Did you not hear that explosion? If we hadn't moved away, we could have been caught in it, Sakura reminded him. She's right, Naruko added. This kind of fight is far above Jinan level. Then, a new voice joined them. Looks like Zabuza-san is facing a real challenge. They turned to see a figure wearing a wolf-like mask, dark blue hair, and a gray outfit. Who are you? Sasuke asked sharply. Just someone looking to play, the masked figure said playfully. He disappeared, only to reappear behind Tazuna with his sword drawn. You're finished, old man, he said, just as flower petals surrounded him. A genjutsu? He muttered, canceling it quickly, only to see that Tazuna was now behind the Jinan, out of reach. Nice genjutsu, the masked ninja said. So you're with Zabuza? Sakura asked. Correct, but instead of worrying about that, you should focus on how you'll get through this. Only one of you can truly follow my speed, he added, analyzing their reaction. He's right, Naruko thought. Only Sasuke could track him, and we had to work together to protect Tazuna. If I have to get through you all, let's make this fun, the boy said, vanishing again and reappearing near Tazuna, only to find a log in his place. Katen, fireball technique. Sasuke called out, unleashing a fireball that forced the boy to dodge again. You moved Tazuna during the genjutsu, didn't you? He growled. Of course, Naruko said. Our job is to keep him safe. That's our top priority. Let me handle him, Sasuke said suddenly. Are you sure? Naruko asked. We work better as a team. You're right, but I'm the only one who can keep up with his speed. When I find an opening, hit him with everything, Sasuke explained. All right. We're counting on you, Naruko said. Sasuke stepped forward. Let's do this. You really want to go one-on-one? All right then, the boy said. Sasuke vanished using high-speed movement and appeared mid-air. Dragon Cutter, he shouted, diving down. The boy blocked, but Sasuke substituted out, avoiding the counterstrike. Wind style, pressure wave, Naruko shouted, launching a gust of wind, forcing the boy to retreat. Whirlwind strike, Sasuke yelled, landing a kick that sent the masked ninja back several meters. They're combining close range and long range attacks. That's clever, the boy thought. I guess it's time I stop holding back. All right, everyone, the boy said with a smirk. Time for me to take this seriously. You're not the only one, the three Genin replied together, ready for the next phase of the battle. Yep. And I'll do it using this technique I call Shunchi, Flash Earth, the boy said confidently. In an instant, he vanished from sight and appeared right beside Sasuke. What are you staring at? He asked. It was only then that Sasuke and the others realized he had moved. When did he move? Sasuke thought in disbelief. One down, the boy said, and suddenly a strike landed across Sasuke's chest, sending him to the ground, unconscious. Sasuke, Sakura cried out, rushing to his side. We're in trouble now, Tazuna said, clearly nervous. He's our age, but his skill level is far beyond ours, Naruko thought, trembling slightly at the intense power the opponent displayed. That was Sakura's voice. Did his teammate already defeat Sasuke? If that's true, then I need to end this quickly. Kakashi thought, focusing. Dragon Cannon. Zabuza called out, spinning his sword before unleashing a powerful dragon-shaped wave of chakra toward Kakashi. Seeing the attack, Kakashi rushed forward and skillfully kicked upward, deflecting the chakra wave and sending it flying into the air. He redirected my dragon cannon? Zabuza thought, surprised by Kakashi's strength. Raiko Kami Ken, Lightning God Fist, Kakashi shouted, dashing forward with precision and landing a charged punch on Zabuza, sending a wave of electricity through him. Zabuza dropped to his knees, breathing heavily but still conscious. You're still standing after that? Impressive, Kakashi said calmly, forming a new series of hand seals. As he did, a powerful electric energy began to gather in his right hand. That's a lot of chakra. Zabuza thought, trying to recover. Reikiri, Lightning Blade. Kakashi called out, preparing to finish the fight. But just before he could land the strike, two precise needles struck Zabuza's neck. What just happened? Kakashi exclaimed, halting his attack in surprise. Suddenly, a masked figure appeared beside Zabuza. The person had two long braids framing their face and wore a white mask with red markings. From the soft voice, it was clear the individual was a girl. I'm sorry, but I can't let you defeat him, she said firmly. Without waiting for a response, she grabbed Zabuza and quickly disappeared from sight. They got away. Kakashi thought, falling to one knee as he panted. Now then, I guess it's time to finish the rest of you, the boy said as he approached Naruko and the others. Before anything could happen, the same masked girl reappeared next to him. Zabuza was defeated. It's time for us to fall back, she said calmly. Oh really? All right then. Catch you later, the boy replied casually, and with that, the two disappeared from view. Kakashi arrived shortly after. Is everyone all right? He asked, checking on the team. Sasuke's the only one injured, but it's not too serious, Sakura replied. What about you, Kakashi-sensei? I'll be fine. I've handled tougher situations, he said with a reassuring smile. Right now, we need to get to Tazuna's house and recover. Something tells me that the next part of this mission is going to test us even more. If you want to stop me, little sister, then grow stronger. Let that strength guide you. Hold on to life, no matter how difficult it may seem. Keep going, never give up. Ah, Sasuke gasped as he awoke, sitting up in bed and glancing around the room, finding himself lightly bandaged across his chest. Why do I have? Sasuke began, but as flashes of his recent battle returned to his mind, his expression hardened. Oh right, that fight. I see you're finally awake, Sasuke, Sakura said, walking in with the rest of the team, along with Tazuna and his kind daughter, Tsunami. How long was I out? Sasuke asked. Not too long. You've bounced back faster than I expected, Sakura responded with a gentle smile. And where are we? What happened to that kid and the person with the giant sword? Sasuke asked. This is Tazuna's home, Kakashi explained. As for Zabuza, he was taken away by his ally, who rendered him unconscious using acupuncture needles before I could stop him. That same ally also left with the masked boy, according to Naruko. I see. So in a way, we were fortunate, Sasuke muttered. You could say that. According to Naruko, that boy was operating at a completely different level than what you all have faced before, Kakashi noted. We'll definitely need to train seriously if we want to handle situations like this properly, Naruko said earnestly. Agreed. Sasuke, think you're up for some training? Kakashi asked. Whenever you are, sensei, Sasuke replied confidently. Wait a moment, Tsunami interjected. Shouldn't you all rest a bit longer before jumping back into training? Tsunami-san, your concern is appreciated, Kakashi said respectfully, but the person after your father is Momochi Zabuza, a highly skilled missing nin from the Hidden Mist. He's known for his ruthlessness, and his determination won't waver. In the past, the Mist Village had extremely harsh practices, including dangerous trials during graduation. It's said Zabuza single-handedly ended that tradition by disrupting one of those tests in a drastic way. Since then, the exams have changed. Whoa! Sasuke breathed in disbelief. And now, he has 2 more allies, one of whom is faster than my students, while the other's skills are still unknown. That makes this mission far more complicated and dangerous, Kakashi concluded. Then let's get to training, Kakashi-sensei, Naruko said with determination. Alright, Team 7, follow me to the forest, Kakashi instructed, and the group exited the room together. Meanwhile, a short distance from where the earlier battle took place, Zabuza's companions had laid him gently on a grassy clearing. Wow! Zabuza-san really took a hit, the dark blue-haired teen said with a smirk. Don't speak so casually about Zabuza-san, the girl beside him gently corrected him. She took out a small pair of scissors from her pouch and was about to remove Zabuza's mask when his hand suddenly caught hers. It's all right, Haku. I've got it, Zabuza said as he pulled off the cloth himself. Back among us again, huh? The boy said, folding his arms. Tone it down, Shinji. And Haku, your needles were a little too forceful, Zabuza said, letting out a small groan. You shouldn't have pulled them out yourself. If you're not careful, you could really injure yourself again, Haku warned him softly. Why are you two still wearing those masks anyway? Zabuza muttered. Haku and Shinji laughed before removing their masks. Shinji's hazel eyes sparkled mischievously, while Haku, dressed simply, smiled kindly. We just liked remembering the old days, Shinji said cheerfully. You wouldn't even be here if I hadn't intervened, Haku added. True, but did you have to go for my neck? You could have picked a spot that didn't hurt as much, Zabuza groaned. I wanted to help without leaving any marks, Haku replied sweetly. No worries, you basically saved me. Again, Zabuza said. Are we going to challenge them again? Shinji asked eagerly. Of course. And this time, I'll defeat Kakashi, Zabuza said, narrowing his eyes. Back in the forest. Alright, have any of you already learned how to climb trees using chakra? Kakashi asked. Tree climbing? Sasuke repeated. It's a technique that helps train chakra control. You use chakra to walk vertically along the tree trunk, Sakura explained. Exactly, Sakura-chan, Kakashi said approvingly. Oh, that? I already mastered that, Sasuke said casually. Same here, Naruko added with a grin. I did too, Sakura chimed in. Then let's see it, Kakashi said, sounding doubtful. The 3 simply shrugged, selected a tree each, and sprinted up to the top with ease. All done, they said in unison. Well, that makes things easier. Let's move on to something more advanced, Kakashi said. More advanced? Naruko asked curiously. Yes. You see, chakra isn't just for performing techniques. You can also specialize it. While many shinobi use chakra for ninjutsu, taijutsu, or genjutsu, the truly skilled ones build their own unique style around it, Kakashi explained. Specialization? The trio echoed. Right. It takes effort, but when you master your own style, it becomes your signature strength. Here, I'll show you mine, Kakashi said as he channeled electric chakra around his limbs. Raiko Okami, he said. His chakra turned into sleek silver gauntlets and greaves, crackling with controlled electricity. Whoa! That's awesome. You created that with just your lightning chakra? Naruko asked in awe. Exactly. By channeling it this way, I can perform lightning techniques with minimal hand signs and deliver stronger results, Kakashi said. So we can each create our own style based on our strength or element? Naruko asked. Precisely. That's how you become truly strong. Let's get started, Kakashi said before vanishing. Alright, let's split up and work individually, Naruko suggested. Agreed, both Sasuke and Sakura said, and the three scattered into the forest. Elsewhere, Zabuza was recovering in a quiet, hut-like house. Haku tended to him while Shinji rested on a chair. Suddenly, the door opened, and in came Gato with two armored men, Waraji and Zuri. Well. Seems even you couldn't finish the job, Gato sneered. Zabuza remained silent as Gato walked closer, reaching toward him. Before Gato could get any closer, Haku blocked his hand with a firm grip. Please don't touch him, she said firmly. Watch your tone. Waraji and Zuri growled, drawing their swords. In a blur, Shinji stood between them, his katana gleaming as it pointed calmly at both. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Shinji said coolly. We're not interested in trouble, but we won't allow disrespect either. TCH. Fine. One more chance, but if you fail again, don't expect payment. Gato huffed and stormed off with his men. You didn't have to do that, Zabuza muttered from the bed. Maybe not, Shinji said, grinning. But scaring people a little is sometimes more satisfying than a fight. Besides, Haku added, we're not looking for trouble. We just want to avoid unnecessary conflict. Zabuza gave a small nod and closed his eyes again. For several days, the Genin trained hard, developing their individual skills. One day, Naruko was practicing her wind techniques alone when two figures approached, Shinji and Haku. You're really putting in the effort, huh? Shinji called out as he walked over in a black shirt and pants adorned with dragon motifs. Haku walked beside him, now wearing a pink yukata. Who are you two? Naruko asked, eyes narrowing slightly. I'm Shinji, and this is Haku. And you? Shinji replied with a friendly grin. Namikaze Naruko, she said. So, what are you two doing here? Just gathering herbs, Haku said with a gentle smile. For Zabuza, I assume? Naruko asked knowingly, smiling as she watched their reactions. Both tensed slightly, taking guarded stances. Don't worry, I'm not here to fight, Naruko said, raising her hands peacefully. In fact, how about we help you gather herbs instead? Why are you being so kind? We're your opponents, Haku asked, puzzled. I could ask the same. Why didn't you two attack me? You had the advantage, Naruko asked sincerely. Shinji and Haku glanced at each other, struggling to find the words. Naruko smiled gently. Exactly. There's more to this than just sides in battles. Sometimes, understanding is more powerful than confrontation. You didn't want to cause any trouble. All you wanted was to gather herbs peacefully for your friend, maybe even act like regular kids for a little while. I can see it in your eyes, you never really had a proper childhood. You were pushed into becoming shinobi at such a young age, even though that probably wasn't your choice. I bet you and Zabuza have been wandering for a while, just looking for work to survive. This mission is just another one of those jobs, isn't it? Deep down, I know you just want a quiet life. And that's why you didn't really want to fight us, Naruko said gently, speaking straight from the heart. Don't act like you understand us. You don't know anything, Shinji snapped. At least you have friends. You have a village. Haku and I had no one, until Zabuza found us. Found on the streets? Naruko asked softly. Yeah. In the Mist Village, people started turning against those with special abilities, bloodline traits. After some conflicts, the prejudice only got worse. My parents. They had those abilities too. They were gone by the time I was 5. I ended up in an orphanage, but when they found out I had inherited those same traits, they sent me away. I was left to survive on my own until Zabuza found me. That's when I met Haku. Her story's even worse. Her mom had a bloodline too, and people close to her turned on her. Haku's abilities saved her, but it was Zabuza who truly gave us a second chance. He accepted us. He didn't treat us like we were different or dangerous. That's why we owe him everything, and why you could never understand. I may not know everything, but I want to understand you. That's why I'm asking, please, stop all this and come with us, Naruko pleaded, her voice full of empathy. Come with you? Haku and Shinji echoed in surprise. Yes. The path you're walking down won't bring peace. Even if you get through the next fight, eventually, it'll wear you down. And in all that time, you won't be able to enjoy life or chase the dreams you might have. So I'm asking, don't go through with this. Come with us, Naruko urged again. We wish we could, Haku said quietly. But we can't turn our backs on Zabuza. We owe him that much. We have to go, Shinji added. But next time we meet, we'll give it everything we've got, for the sake of the one who gave us hope. With that, both vanished into the mist. Naruko, who were you talking to? Sasuke asked as he stepped into the clearing. Zabuza's companions. They were here gathering herbs, so I spoke with them, Naruko explained. Why didn't you let anyone know? Sasuke asked suspiciously. Because they weren't here to fight. They're not bad people, and I asked them to come back with us, Naruko replied honestly. Why would you do that? Sasuke asked. Because I don't want to see anyone else suffer because of Gado's greed, Naruko said firmly. You're talking about Inari's father, right? Sasuke asked. Yeah. His dad stood up to Gado and paid a heavy price. That loss affected Inari deeply, but that's not the only reason I wanted to help Haku and Shinji, Naruko said as she looked off into the distance. Then what is? Because they remind me of myself. Back when I was little, Naruko replied quietly. I get it now. Anyway, I came here to ask if you'd help me with something, Sasuke said. Help with what? Naruko asked. Later that evening, Naruko and Sasuke returned to Tazuna's house, covered in dirt and looking exhausted. You two sure look like you've been through a storm, Tazuna chuckled. Guess we tend to overdo things when we train, Sasuke said with a grin as both sat down. Starting tomorrow, you'll both be protecting me at the bridge as well, Kakashi said, making them smile with anticipation. By the way, how's your training coming along? Kakashi asked. Pretty well. They replied together, just before Inari suddenly slammed his hands on the table. Why do you even try so hard? It's pointless, Inari shouted. You talk big, but people like you can't beat Gado's men. No one can. They're too strong. They always win and hurt anyone in their way. We're not like everyone else, and we will win, Naruko said seriously, looking directly at him. You don't get it. You think life's easy just because you smile and act cheerful. Well, it's not. You don't know what it's like to feel powerless, Inari shouted, his eyes brimming with tears. I'm sorry you're hurting, Naruko said, her tone steady. But that pain doesn't give you the right to give up or to expect everyone else to. I've had hard times too, but I decided not to let that control my future. You don't know anything about me, Inari cried and ran out of the room. He didn't need to say it like that, Tsunami said, concerned. That's just how she is, Kakashi said calmly. She speaks her truth, whether it's easy to hear or not. But maybe. She's right, Sasuke added. Crying doesn't fix anything, it just keeps you stuck. Later that night, Kakashi spoke to Inari and gently helped him understand why Naruko spoke the way she did. In the end, Inari began to see her in a new light. The next morning, Team 7 and Tazuna arrived at the bridge, only to be shocked by what they found. Tazuna's workers were lying on the ground. What happened here? Tazuna asked, rushing to them. Those people were incredibly powerful. One worker mumbled. Just then, thick mist rolled in, covering the bridge. They're coming, Kakashi shouted, as a familiar voice echoed through the fog. Nice to see you again, Kakashi. Looks like your students are still around too. Guess you didn't take them out, Shinji, Zabuza's voice rang through the mist. I thought I dealt with the one with black hair. Must have missed, Shinji said playfully behind his mask. In your dreams, Sasuke responded confidently. Stay focused, Sasuke. He was strong enough to injure you last time, Kakashi reminded him. I'm stronger now, Sasuke replied with determination. Haku, Shinji, have fun with the young ones. Kakashi and I have unfinished business, Zabuza commanded. Sasuke, let's move to a different area. Wouldn't want to interrupt Haku-chan, Shinji said casually. Fine, Sasuke replied, and the two disappeared into the mist. Haku, you don't have to do this. Naruko called out. You know her? Sakura asked in surprise. Yes. I met her and Shinji yesterday in the forest, Naruko said calmly. I'm sorry, Naruko-chan, but I must fight, for the sake of those I care about, Haku said, then charged with a senbon needle. Naruko blocked with a kunai, and their weapons clashed. This path won't bring peace. Please, just stop, Naruko cried. I want peace too, but I won't abandon Zabuza-san. Haku replied, then formed a hand seal. Ice needles formed from the air and flew at Naruko and Sakura, who dodged swiftly. Kaze ha oshi no jutsu, Naruko shouted, sending a burst of wind toward Haku, who was pushed back. Tazuna-san, please get to safety, Naruko shouted, just as a circle of ice mirrors surrounded her and Sakura. This is my secret technique, crystal ice mirrors, Haku said, stepping into one. Kaze ha oshi no jutsu. Naruko tried again, but her blast couldn't break the mirrors. Is that your special ability? Naruko asked. Yes. It's something passed down in my family, Haku explained. I read about those, Sakura chimed in. Bloodline traits, unique powers inherited through clans. That's right. And I'll use mine to protect those precious to me, Haku said, then moved rapidly between mirrors, launching more needles. Ninjutsu Tokishitsu, Sakura no Mai, Sakura shouted, releasing a swirl of cherry blossoms that deflected the attacks. Sakura Shuriken, she yelled, flinging petal-shaped shuriken. These petals are dangerous, Haku thought, retreating into another mirror. I've had enough, Naruko said, performing a hand seal. Two clones appeared, one with longer hair and darker clothing, and one smaller, in bright orange with a cheerful grin. The name's Shiki, said the older-looking clone. I'm Kai, said the younger one. And we are the paths of Naruko, they declared in unison. At Tazuna's house. Meanwhile, at Tazuna's house, two of Gato's hired guards broke in and tried to threaten Tsunami and Inari. But just as they moved closer, they were suddenly struck at the back of the neck and knocked unconscious, thanks to Naruko's clone, who had been hiding nearby. Naruko? But I thought you were supposed to be with the others? Inari asked, both confused and relieved. I'm just one of Naruko's clones, the clone explained calmly. Before heading off, Naruko created me to watch over you, just in case Gato tried something tricky. Looks like she was right to be cautious. Can you tell Naruko I'm sorry for what I said before? Inari asked with a quiet voice. That's something you should tell her yourself, the clone replied kindly with a warm, fox-like smile. But I'm sure she'll understand. Now go and speak to the villagers. You have the heart of a hero, it's your time to shine. Inari nodded with newfound determination, smiling for the first time in a long while before running out to rally the villagers. Later, at the battlefield. So, Sakura-chan, what do you think of my technique specialization? Naruko asked with a playful grin. Kawaii. Sakura squealed, hugging one of Naruko's younger clones affectionately. What are you doing, Sakura-chan? Naruko asked in surprise. I just can't help it. She's so cute and cuddly. Sakura replied as she continued snuggling the clone. Help me, Wani-chan. The young clone cried, struggling to get free from Sakura's embrace. Sakura-chan, I need her for the mission. You can hug her later, Naruko said with a lighthearted smile. Okay. Sakura replied, releasing the clone. By the way, are these special clones? Yep. Each one has her own personality, thoughts, and even different skills, Naruko explained proudly. So that's your ninjutsu specialty, huh? Well then, here's mine, Haku declared as she formed a hand sign, and suddenly mirrors surrounded the area, each reflecting an image of herself. Why do I get the feeling this won't be easy? Naruko muttered. Begin. Haku called out, and her reflections launched a barrage of senbon needles. Sakuraki, wall of Sakura, Sakura shouted, forming a large wall of petals that shielded them. We can't hold this defense forever. We need a plan, Sakura said seriously. I know. Just give me a moment to think, Naruko replied. Let me take her on, said one of Naruko's clones, Shiki, stepping forward. Alone? That's risky. Naruko responded. Besides, we're a team, remember? Said Kai, another clone, cheerfully. We should work together. I said I've got this. You all go ahead, Shiki replied calmly, confidence in her eyes. All right. Just don't overdo it, okay? Naruko said. Sakura nodded and performed a genjutsu. Sakuragan, she whispered. In a blink, Haku found herself tied to a sakura tree in an illusory forest. A genjutsu? Haku thought, and quickly released it, only to see that the others had vanished, leaving only Shiki behind. Why only leave her? Haku wondered. I prefer straightforward battles, so let's get started, Shiki said with a confident smile. You'll regret underestimating me, Haku replied, then launched her mirrors again. You think I can't break through those? Shiki said, eyes gleaming. Watch closely, this is my specialty. With a sudden burst of energy, the mirrors shattered, and Haku fell to the ground, her mask cracking. She did it, Sakura exclaimed. Wait. What's she doing now? Naruko asked, watching Shiki walk toward Haku. You really are graceful, Shiki said with a calm smile. But this fight is over. As she approached, a ribbon of rose petals wrapped around Shiki's wrist, stopping her. What are you doing, Sakura? Shiki asked. Stopping you from doing something unnecessary. Haku-chan isn't our enemy, Sakura said firmly. Yeah. Gato is the real threat here, Naruko added. Humph, Shiki said, then suddenly reappeared in front of Sakura. You're bold. I like that, she said and gave Sakura a friendly pat on the shoulder. Shiki, what are you doing? Naruko asked, surprised. Just showing some appreciation, Shiki replied with a mischievous smile. Wait, there are more of you? Sakura asked. Yes. Naruko created 5 special clones, but only 2 are ready for battle right now, Shiki answered. 5 Narukos? Sakura said dreamily before fainting from excitement. Sakura-chan, Naruko cried out, rushing to catch her. Shiki Wani-chan, can you teach me how to be that cool? Kai asked eagerly. Of course, little sister, Shiki replied with a laugh. Nope. Absolutely not, Naruko yelled, flustered. Meanwhile, Haku looked toward the distant sounds of another battle. Dash. Elsewhere. Sounds like your teammate lost, Sasuke said, smirking. Seems that way, Shinji replied, stepping into his stance. Ready to finish this? Anytime, Sasuke replied coolly. With lightning speed, Shinji appeared behind Sasuke and swung his blade, only for it to be blocked by a glowing gauntlet on Sasuke's arm. Kane, Sasuke shouted, and his gauntlet blazed with flame, knocking Shinji back several meters. What kind of technique is that? Shinji asked, stunned. This is my specialty, Ryu Kane. It lets me channel fire without hand seals, just like my teacher's lightning wolf technique. And my Sharingan helped me read your movement. Sharingan? Shinji echoed, wide-eyed. Yep. It's a Kekkei Genkai that allows me to copy techniques and see through them, Sasuke explained. No matter what kind of jutsu you perform, I can understand how it works and replicate it. My Sharingan gave me insight into your movement. Your Shunshi technique is actually a combination of the Shunshin no Jutsu and precise footwork. Using both together creates an enhanced version of Shunshin that's nearly untraceable. Typically, high-speed movement techniques leave a trace or vanish in a blur. But your technique is so fast, it's almost invisible to the eye, giving you a huge advantage in battle. My Sharingan helps me perceive such movements and, thanks to my training, my body can react accordingly. I see. You also possess a Kekkei Genkai. That's fascinating, Shinji replied thoughtfully. What? You've been holding back? Sasuke asked, raising a brow. Why not show it earlier? This is a match, you know. You're right, I shouldn't have held back. It's just my nature to enjoy a good challenge, Shinji smiled. My Kekkei Genkai may not be as versatile as yours, but it's incredibly powerful. It's called Tukai, or sword release. Shinji placed his hand on his katana, and it transformed. A ring appeared near the crossguard, and the hilt turned bright orange. Benihiko, crimson flying locusts. Shinji called out as he reappeared in mid-air. He spun his blade in a circular motion, creating a trail that materialized into swords, raining down in a wide arc. Sasuke swiftly dodged, and the sword shattered parts of the bridge upon impact. Tensho, Heaven Spear, Shinji shouted again as his sword glowed with bright energy and extended rapidly toward Sasuke, who dodged and countered with a swift movement behind Shinji. Sasuke attempted a strike, but Shinji blocked it with a red longsword, then crossed it with a blue one. Both blades emitted a powerful chakra wave, pushing Sasuke backward. Kirigashu, Mist Fang Slice, Shinji declared, swinging his now silver katana with a chain trailing from its hilt. A sharp wave of chakra in the shape of a crescent moon launched at Sasuke, who narrowly evaded it as it carved through the bridge. I need to end this before the bridge is damaged further, Sasuke thought. My Takai allows me to transform any sword into various types, plus, I can convert non-living objects into swords, meaning I can generate as many as I need, Shinji explained. But that's not all. I specialize in Kenjutsu, Hiramkituryu, flash sword style. Using Shunchi again, Shinji zipped around the battlefield, striking from multiple directions. Sasuke was left blocking defensively. You may be able to track me, but my sword style is unpredictable, Shinji said confidently as his rapid attacks continued. You're starting to annoy me. Kane Tatsumaki, Flame Twister, Sasuke shouted, releasing swirling flames from his gear, forming a vortex that surrounded Shinji. But Shinji escaped using Shunchi, though slightly singed. Just where I wanted you, Sasuke said with a smirk. Huh? Shinji gasped, realizing it was a setup. Shishi Rendan, lion combo, Sasuke declared. He struck with a series of coordinated blows, first his left hand to Shinji's face, then a follow-up strike to the torso, finishing with a powerful kick that sent Shinji flying. Had enough? Sasuke asked. I won't give up, Shinji replied, pushing himself up. We've come too far. With determination, he charged again, his sword swinging. Sasuke parried with ease. Why are you doing this? Is it for Zabuza? Sasuke questioned. Not just for him, but also for Haku-chan, and our shared dream, Shinji answered. Dream? What kind? Sasuke asked with curiosity. I want to return to the Mist Village and rebuild the 7 Swordsmen of the Mist. Sasuke looked thoughtful. Then chase that dream. Don't waste it. If you still have something to hope for, don't throw it away. You're lucky, you still have dreams. Me? Mine were taken. Huh? Shinji blinked. I lost my family, my hope. Everything. What's left is just the will to keep going. But you can still choose a different path. Pursue your dream. And don't worry about Haku, Naruko would never hurt someone unnecessarily. Shinji-kun, Haku shouted, rushing toward him and embracing him tightly. Haku-chan. Shinji smiled gently. I'm so glad you're okay, and that you didn't take things too far, Naruko said with a smile as she and Sakura approached Sasuke. Same here, Sasuke replied. Haku-chan, let's live our dreams, Shinji said with hope in his eyes. No more hiding. I promised I'd help you become Mizukage. Me too, Shinji-kun, Haku nodded with a smile. Zabuza-san. Haku called out. Haku? Zabuza looked confused. Hey, Jigankai-sensei. Cut it out already. Naruko called out. I told you not to call me that, Kakashi shouted. I'll keep doing it until you show up on time, though I'm not holding my breath for this century, Naruko teased. I want you both to stop fighting, Naruko said seriously, shocking both jounin. Have you lost your mind, Naruko? He's our enemy, Kakashi snapped. No, he's not. Gato is, Naruko replied firmly. Sorry kid, but I work for Gato. That makes us enemies, Zabuza said bluntly. Zabuza-san, please stop, Haku pleaded. We don't want to live like this anymore. Haku? Zabuza said in surprise. She's right, Shinji added. We want to work toward our dreams. We don't want to give up our pride just to serve someone like Gato. We want a better life, where we can be proud of who we are. Remember, you said you wanted to change the Mist Village? Haku asked. We want that too. To make it a better place for everyone, including those with bloodline traits. And to revive the 7 Swordsmen, just like before. Zabuza paused, then smiled softly. You kids. Really are something. Alright. Let's live our dreams. Too bad you won't, a voice said, and they turned to see Gato with a large group of hired men on the bridge. Gato. Zabuza narrowed his eyes. That's him? Sakura asked, unimpressed. Humph. Haven't your parents ever told you not to judge by appearances, kid? Gato barked, then turned to Zabuza. Hey. The plan always was to get rid of you. You ninja cost too much. I use missing nin because they're easy to replace after they've weakened each other. Once you're all exhausted, I send in my men. Zabuza glared. Get them. Gato ordered. But just then, an arrow hit the ground between the group and the attackers. Everyone turned to see Inari leading the villagers, armed with simple weapons. If you step onto this island, we'll stand and protect it with everything we've got, Inari shouted. The thugs, intimidated, fled. I'm all right, Zabuza said, before collapsing. Don't say you're okay and then pass out, Haku yelled in concern. Well, I'd say our mission is complete, Kakashi said with a satisfied nod. The rest of the team agreed. 2 weeks had passed, and Team 7 and the Mist team stood once more at the bridge, ready to bid farewell to each other and to the land of waves. So, are you all heading back to the Mist village now? Sakura asked. Yes. It won't be easy, but I believe we can handle it, Zabuza replied with a gentle smile as he affectionately ruffled the hair of his 2 adopted children. Thanks to you all, our country has a brighter future. But it's going to feel a bit empty around here without your cheerful energy, Tazuna said warmly to Team 7. Don't worry, old man. We'll definitely be back one day, Naruko replied with a confident smile and a playful wink. Naruko, I want to thank you, Inari said sincerely. And I'm also sorry for what I said before. If it hadn't been for you, I don't think I'd have found the courage to stand up for what's right. You already had the courage, Inari, Naruko said kindly. You just needed to believe in yourself. I know you're going to grow stronger, and thank you for your apology, it's accepted. Yes, big sister. Inari beamed and gave her a heartfelt hug. As the ninja teams began heading their separate ways, Tazuna watched Naruko from a distance, smiling as he spoke. That young lady inspired Inari, and Inari inspired the hearts of everyone in our town. Naruko helped build more than just a bridge, she gave us a path to hope and confidence. Speaking of bridges, we still need to officially dedicate this one. And I know just the name for it. Let's call it the Great Naruko Bridge. That's exactly what I had in mind, Tazuna said, pulling a dedication plaque from his backpack and preparing to mount it proudly on the bridge. Dear YouTube family. That's all for now. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Thank you for your continued support. Warm regards. 6 Path Weeb.